Good day to you, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Connecting the Dots. As this becomes more a tradition, I want to share with you guys one of my most favorite article on esports.gg recently, which is this one, where esports.gg collaborated with our precious Sir Action Slacks to come out with an advanced strategy on how to beat the Apex Mage mode on Aghanim's Labyrinth. So make sure you check this out. This is a masterpiece that is done by Sir Action Slacks with 30 plus pages of a document that all summarized by our wonderful Micah. It has everything that you need to know to beat the Apex Mage mode. So make sure you check this out. I'll link this in the description below so it's easier for you to access. And so, without further ado, let's go into this episode with EHOME.zeal. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Connecting the Dots. This time we have got a very special guest with us. We have got Zeal, a Malaysian player that is currently playing in EHOME for position 3. He's a fairly new player to a lot of fans out there that are from international scene, but he's not a stranger to us that has been following the Southeast Asia scene for a while, especially for me, because I've been seeing him grow for ever since he was in team like DOTA Hero. So I'm really happy to have you here, Zeal. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Just playing DOTA and just finished the regionals. So yeah.
Yeah, let's start by talking about your story before you joined eHome. So you started at DOTA Hero while you are still studying, and then you officially pursued this career after graduation, right? I think I heard you saying this in one of the interviews in DPC. Is that true?
Um, During my college period, when I was studying, I did compete in like small tournaments with DOTA Hero, like you mentioned. And I did get like some offers, but I didn't actually make the leap to actually pursue full time because I felt like I needed more time in terms of DOTA and my studies, so I didn't pursue at that point.
Yeah, so I think this is very interesting because a lot of the professional or semi-professional Dota player, they usually don't play while studying. So would you say, so I think you are one of the rarer one, right, that is still doing start your studies. So did you, like you say, you got a couple of offers. Would you mind sharing what are those offers?
Way before, like
Yeah.
2 or 3 years, there has been offers from CDEC,
Okay.
and I think we were supposed to make a Europe stack also
Oh,
somehow, and there's a COL actually approached me
so that's
from fandom.
complexity.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but that was way back. But it didn't actually happen because I didn't try to like pursue it.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of have some thinking back then, but I didn't actually pursue it because
Looking
I felt like it was a big leap. Yeah.
Yeah, looking back at those moments right now, do you feel regret for not taking those leaps, or did you feel like completing the study first before you completely pursue into this professional career is a better choice?
Mm, Definitely, there is a bit of I would say regrets. It would be like if I was in their shoes, would I do as good as them? Because complexity at that time actually qualified to a major,
Mm-hmm.
but if I were to play there, I would be playing carry, which was
Oh,
something new for me
okay.
back then because I was playing mid right in Dota Hero,
Yeah.
so mid or off lane. So I don't think I don't I really don't know whether I would do well back then.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to say always, but
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see you finding your success in eHome right now. So I would just like to ask you, right, is there any obstacles or challenges for you to commit to this career after your graduation? Because I guess a lot of people, it's a very big leap of faith for a lot, especially those who have completed their degree. But do you feel like having the degree is like your insurance? So if anything doesn't work out in the pro career, you could still go back to pursue a normal job?
Yeah, definitely. It does feel like a insurance for me because if anything goes bad or any bad things happen to me, there's still like real life jobs to go to. And for obstacles, when to before like committing to eHome, I felt like I had a lot of time where I was like thinking whether to do this or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I took like 1 or 2, 3 months to think about this. Around 2 weeks to think about this eHome's offer, and 2, 3 months to think about whether should I commit to esport or not.
Mm. So when the eHome offer comes to you, were there any other offer too that you have to consider alongside CDAC? Sorry, eHome.
Uh, Actually, there's some Southeast Asia stacks, which consists of Vietnam players and one Malaysian player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I wasn't really sure about joining them,
Yeah.
like for full time. Then CDAC offered me
Oh.
to play position 3, and before this, eHome was forming with the VG players,
Mm.
XM, Xiaoma, and what's the play? Victoria.
Yeah.
So the team was around these three, and I was part of the tryout. But after like a few days of tryout, they wanted to play Irving,
Okay.
and they actually also got offered by VG. So eHome told me that we are gonna get Phoenix Gaming players, 4 players from Phoenix Gaming, and they asked me whether I was like interested to join them. So back then there wasn't any tryout, so they just asked me to like, if you are set, then we are set. Then I'm like, okay. Then I took a 1 week of thinking before I accepted. Not accepted, but like yeah, we got our terms.
Did you know any of the player back then?
Uh, I would say I only heard of Shiro. I mean
Okay.
the name. It's just the name, and I never heard of like. I think the mid player 7E was kind of like heard of the name. I think I ran into him in pubs before, but I don't actually watch them play.
Mm.
Then I went to ask around whether how are they as a person, because I think they used to play with some Malaysian players too.
Oh, is it?
Uh, and then they told me that China is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm like, okay. I asked the China players too lah. Ollie and stuff. Then they
Mm.
told me what's their thoughts also. Then
I
yeah.
I see. Because you speak about Planet and Sheer, I think they are definitely the two uh, most outstanding player in your team alongside you. And I have heard a lot of you talking about Planet in your interviews during TPC as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like how do you feel like working with them? Because I assume you don't really play China pubs, right? Because I've
Oh,
seen you
okay.
in Southeast Asia pubs all the time. So when you are joining, before you join the team, right, were you looking most at the personality, or did you look at the skill level? Which was the two things that you emphasized the most back then for your consideration?
I think personality.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more important because like to be able to play in a right environment is the most important. As you guys can grow,
Yeah.
or even like when you hit a wall, you know how to tackle around it.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's what was looking for lah. So I rather them to be more like same growth. We grow together instead of like having like a different dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume your team. Can you tell us a little bit about how is the environment in the team? Because to me, I feel like you are basically the former Phoenix squad, right, with the 4 man plus you right now, and then you guys have always been seen as the dark horse or one of the new rising squad coming out from the Chinese region. So do you feel like having this solid foundation where while you don't have much expectation on you, helps you grow as a team and personally? Because I feel like uh, when a lot of people do reviews on the Chinese DPC teams before the DPC started, right? A lot of people say that, all right, this eHome squad is super new. It feels like they are there. The first season, they are going to be taking a lot of experience. They might not make it to the top four. Actually, me, myself, I did share the same sentiment too. So did you feel like this kind of, you know, factor where you don't have so much pressure and don't have so many eyes looking at you helped you in terms of your growth?
Sort of like, because I don't really know what to expect, and they don't really know what they will expect too. Like the other Chinese teams. So we basically just train and like work our way up. I mean, from before joining, I actually think that we might contest top four, but
Mm-hmm.
of course it's not really likely because there's actually like a lot of good teams in the Division One this time around. Then when we were doing scrims, I guess we didn't click really well at first because we were trying like a lot of different things and they're trying to like play with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want to know more about how I play. So from the start, I think it was kind of rough, but yeah, managed, I guess.
Yeah, because in DPC, you guys managed to take down Vichy Gaming and also IG. You know, both of these teams are pretty strong contestants to the top four, obviously. And then, what makes what do you think are the strong factor that contributed to those victories? Because those are some tough opponents to go for, and then you managed to take them down. And also, not to mention, you guys almost took down RNG as well in the 2-1 series. So those are really really close games and have been super impressive too.
I think the success on like how we beaten IG was more like I guess we have different views on like what are the meta heroes
Mm-hmm.
during the series, and we planned well around like how they wanted to pick and how they value each heroes, and we did a counter strategy to it. Then it worked out fine, so we managed to win both of the series actually. Even VG,
Mm-hmm.
they favored like heroes that we know how to play against. Like we went to scrims with them a lot,
Mm-hmm.
so and we were doing quite well. So we- so it wasn't really that much of like a. It's more like a preparation
Yeah.
actually. We did good preparation against them, and they maybe didn't prepare that much
Y-
against us.
yeah, you feel like there are a lot of the factors contributed to the preparation work that you guys did. So who was the one that do most of the work? Was that coach, or did you guys all come together and have a big meeting and talk about these things together?
So actually, before like any tournament series, they will actually like take like the entire day, like
Mm.
nighttime, they will like have a talk, like asking like each other, like what do you think, what to ban, like normal preparations. But mainly it's between 7E, the coach, and Coach Mikasa, and Planet. They will
Mm.
all think about how to get the advantage on the draft, and they will ask my opinions on. They will actually ask me and Shiro about opinions on like matchup, and we'll just give our thoughts, and that's basically our preparation. Yeah.
I see. Is there anything in terms of preparation or maybe the day to day life, the practices that you feel or find different from what you have experienced before in your previous teams? Because eHome is like your first proper organization, your first the first team with proper organization and all the back end stuff and coaches and whatnot. Do you feel like having such a professional setting helps you in terms of your growth? And what do you think are the biggest differences between what they are doing now and what you have been doing before with your previous teams?
Mm, the actually eHome field definitely help like I mean the back end people in the eHome squad actually helps a lot, like
Mm-hmm.
the coach, the analyst. It's actually like way much different, so much difference compared to the teams like our stack. Like I played in Dota Hero, so we need to prepare ourselves like this set of heroes, like what do they play, and you actually don't get much like analytical info from them,
Mm.
from us. And for eHome, we have this coach. It helped me grow as a player, and the teammates are pretty very. They teach me a lot of things too. Like Planet actually like helped me so much. Like, and he doesn't actually like blame me for like doing mistakes. So it did help me
Mm-hmm.
improve a lot. The environment is pretty good for growing.
I,
Yeah.
s- I see. I think that's really good, right? Because for a player like you're pretty new to the tier one scene, and having such forgiving environment and teammates as well, I think definitely help you grow a lot. Because I remember in one of the interviews that your teammates did in the DPC season, that they were asked to talk a little bit about you, and then they were saying like, he's a player that loves to laugh a lot, and normally a player that loves to laugh a lot, are pretty lucky. I remember the lines was kind of like that. So were you having a lot of fun in your team? Were you always laughing, like they say?
Uh, in tournaments, yeah, I've been laughing a lot in tournaments because the thing is the thing different between tournament and scrims is sometimes scrims, it's more stressful
Okay.
and people tend to bring in more emotional things in scrims rather than tournament. But tournament, we're like just like having fun, and when everything seems to like work out or even like slight mistakes, we will actually just laugh about it
Mm-hmm.
and we'll just move on. So it's actually very different. Like I'm surprised like we can have like fun in tournaments because in this like serious environment, you actually have like this stereotypical feeling that they'll treat tournament like so serious that even laughing feels weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very surprised to hear that too, because normally the environment is totally different, right? Normally people have fun in scrims, and then they are real dead serious in
Yeah.
tournament. But what do you think are the reasons for this environment that you guys are having?
I
It,
guess I guess we've been through a lot in scrims, like even much more dire situations.
mm,
So maybe in tournament we always feel like there's always a way to win. We've been through worse and we overcome it before. So normally like even like some slight comeback, like our players actually like Shiro actually communicates way more and he makes a lot of jokes in tournament rather in scrims. Like so I actually always laugh when he makes like some funny things in the game. Like the way he talks and communicate is actually very funny. So
yeah.
normally I'll be always laughing in the camera or something.
Yeah, because every time when I look in the camera, right, when the camera was on you, during the drafting, you are always like damn serious. You are always you look really stressful sometimes. But when it comes to the game, then we see you laugh a little bit more often. So I guess that's a really good sign for any of the team, right? Because if you are able to be enabled in such a chill environment, I guess it kind of allows you to play to your full potential a little bit more. So my next question is, I think your teammates are definitely gaining a lot of eyes right now. But then to the outsiders, to the people that are from the Western scene or Southeast Asia scenes, we don't really know much about you or your teammates. So I would like to ask you to describe your teammates, their vibe and their personality with any of the Western or Southeast Asia player, if you find them similar to each other.
Mm,
Let's start with
I'll
Shiro, maybe.
start. I'll start with Shiro.
Yeah.
Shiro is actually very quiet in scrims, and his vibe doesn't feel like he wants to talk to anyone. But he is actually very funny when it comes to tournament or like some days he feels like very very talkative. Then he's actually pretty funny. Uh, to compare him to somebody, I actually cannot think of anybody. But
Okay.
yeah, he's just like a normal carry player, and suddenly he talks a lot, very fun, and he's very funny. Yeah.
Okay.
And for my mid player 7E, he's like a clown, I guess, and he likes to mess with me a lot.
Okay.
Like in and out of the game, he likes to disturb me all the time, and he kills Southeast Asia sometimes
Mm-hmm.
to mess with me. And I'll say he's pretty welcoming as a person to like newer teammates, even from
Mm.
other region, right?
Yeah.
So I'll say he's a very friendly guy. Yeah.
Okay.
For Planet, Planet, Planet is much more of a very serious person. That's why he's the captain of the team
Uh,
actually, and he leads the team much more, and he often gives much more pressure when he talks. Like everyone actually treat his words for like a command rather than like a normal casual talk. So
okay.
So in communication, during like our communication, we all listen to him, and yeah. And for ZZQ, it's much more like a we actually always bully him. Like Planet always make fun of him, and
Mhm.
he's actually pretty funny also. They always make joke to bully ZZQ
Mm.
because they've known each other for very long, and the ZZQ's reaction to all this teasing is very funny. So we always keep bullying him or something. Yeah.
Yeah. How's the coach like then, Mikasa? Because I know Mikasa has been in the scene for a long, long time, but then I never really heard about him from from anyone outside of China before. So can you describe your coach a little bit?
My coach Mikasa is a very serious person,
Mm-hmm.
and he tends to pick up like small details in terms of the gameplay, and he doesn't really he doesn't really like pressure you in he doesn't pressure you in a way like you need to like really improve on this. Like he doesn't make you feel pressured to like he won't make you feel bad like
Mm-hmm.
by explaining like things that he thinks can be did do way better in a way like so there's like points that I always do this mistake maybe like too much like 5 to 6 times like in streams, then
Mm.
he will like just like after like 5 or 6 times he will like actually like say please don't do this anymore. Like he has like a limit, but the limit is pretty far, like
Okay.
so he's very acceptance for mistakes lah, I would say.
Mm.
Mm.
Cool. Okay. The next question that interests me a lot is that because I know that in China, right, people tend to always give nicknames to each other because
Uh-huh.
they don't really call each other by their IGN. Not like in Southeast Asia, we always do that.
Mhm.
So what is the nickname that they give to you? Because I assume they don't call you Zeal, right?
They call me by my Chinese name.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
or they call me by Ziu, but rarely they don't actually call my name, so they just call my Chinese name,
Which is?
Yonghan.
Ah,
uh,
that's cool. That's cool to know. So who has the best nickname in the team that you think?
I think
Planet?
Planet or Shiro.
Okay,
Planet, we call Planet Eason,
which is
which is
P God.
like P God. Yeah, so that's definitely a big respect. Like I actually didn't realize that that was what they call him
Okay.
until like the third scream. Or then I realized, oh, they call him by Peason, so I also call him by Peason.
Okay.
And Shiro's name is actually we call him by Xiyang, but I
Xiyang.
don't know, from where's the source from. But
Okay.
they call him by Xiyang, which means sunset,
Yeah.
right?
Interesting. Yeah, that's a pretty beautiful name for IGN or a
For
nickname.
other, we'll just for 7E we call him Qi
Mm-hmm.
7E like in Chinese,
Yeah.
and ZZQ we just call him Changge, which
Oh,
is
okay.
his name and brother
Yeah, like
Changge.
brother Qiang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good. That's always good to know because I'm always very I feel very special whenever I listen to the communication between Chinese players because they're always it feels like they've known you for a very long time and it feels like they're treating you as a real teammate, as a friend, not just someone that you meet online, you know. So
Yeah.
in those kind of scenario, do you feel like you are enjoying your time much more compared to the teams that you played back then in Southeast Asia?
Definitely. Maybe during the start of this team, I felt like they weren't so welcoming, but actually, they are very welcoming, since we weren't doing so well, and they have no say that I'm not fitted or anything. They'll just continue like grind it out. Then
Mm.
we managed to have like more better dynamics. Then we get more comfortable with each other. So our communication in a daily basis actually improve.
Mm.
Then when there's problem, we can actually just like tell each other, and they respect my view too. So it's very nice to have this feeling like when your teammates actually like take your opinion. Like even though they might be more experienced,
Mm-hmm.
they actually take my opinion on certain stuff, and I'm also very happy that they are very like they teach me a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah, I can actually even see that in the game as well because I remember when I was following a lot of EHOME's games because I wanted to see how you grow in the team, and then I saw that a lot of games they actually pick you your pre-signature heroes, right? Your Pangolier, your Visage, also your Brute Mother as well. So Visage in particular is not a hero that we have been seeing too often. I think you are the probably the only one in China DBC that plays this hero. Was this your idea, or was this what the team was deciding on and say that alright, we are just gonna give you your comfortable hero, or is this something that you actively push for?
Mm, During the start of the scrims, like when I first joined, they actually picked me like normal offlane heroes, and we are doing okay-ish with it. And then they started to be like, "Hey, yo, Zeal, do you have any heroes that you feel like you're very good with and you're more comfortable, like much more comfortable with, and you feel like can fit the lineup or anything?" So we started screaming with like different heroes that I play
Mm-hmm.
occasionally. Then the results were pretty good. Then they started to ask more. They asked, "Is there more heroes?" Then I sort of get like my freedom to pick more crazy heroes. Then they just like managed to play around it really well too. So yeah, of course there's like some heroes that didn't actually make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like like heroes that I felt like it was good, then we didn't manage to make it work. But they did give me chance to try it in scrims first before bringing it into tournaments.
Yeah, I mean that's where you know that you have convinced them, and when they ask you for more,
Yeah.
okay, I'm looking forward to the Zeal Monkey King. Okay, that's the one hero that I'm looking forward to in in the upcoming regionals. Okay, speaking about the regionals, so you guys will be playing in the top four, and your first opponent is actually PSG LGD. So, how's the preparation going? Are you guys feeling confident?
Mm, Definitely feeling much more confident compared to the last time, compared to before we faced them in the regional, because we weren't doing we are actually not doing good at scrimming against them
Mm-hmm.
at all. Like we don't actually win any games with them. Like 10 games we actually didn't win any,
Mm.
and we managed to take one off from them in the playoff, which we felt like, oh, we actually can do it. Because I don't know what happened. Maybe in tournaments there's like different mentality.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, my team behaves differently in tournaments, so maybe LGD that day wasn't feeling that good too. So yeah, definitely I'll feel more confident coming into this regional finals. Even though we have played against LGD, we will try our best. And for preparations, we haven't actually scrimmed yet. We Because it's Chinese New Year, right?
Yeah.
And we'll take a break until 10, and we'll start screaming by then. And it's actually a 1 week practice before going to the regional finals.
I see. I think it must feel good, right? Because you say how different your team is in scrims and tournament games. Do you feel like this kind of X factor always gives you the confidence that going against, regardless of any team that you are going against, you always feel very fresh, very confident because you know that anything could happen against this enemy.
Yeah, it does feel very good because like even the opponent doesn't know like what they're gonna expect from us. You know, how are we gonna play? How fast are we gonna play? How different we gonna play from scrims? Like might catch them off guard, and maybe that's why we won some games here and there.
Yeah,
Maybe.
like the saying goes, right? Your
Hmm.
If you don't even know yourself, your opponent, won't
Yeah,
even
you wouldn't know.
your opponent won't have any idea against you too. So
Yeah.
is there an expectation for you going into this upcoming regional final?
Mm, Fight for top two and hopefully we win the champion. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
we're just aiming to get top two
I see that.
to get
That
the DPC points.
yeah, that's a good goal for sure because the DPC points is looking to be quite a lot, and it play a big role when it comes to the second and third major. So we should the best on it. And I guess my last question is, do you feel what? Okay, my last question is, what is the biggest lesson for you from this time playing with eHome and finding like pretty decent success too? Do you feel like you have evolved? Do you feel like you have elevated? And lastly, what do you feel like is the last step between you and becoming a tier one offlaner in Southeast Asia or China?
Mm, for me personally, I think there's way more places that I can improve on in terms of offlane, and I think what they helped me in the most is my laning. They actually improved my laning,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like there's like a lot of things for me to work on to reach tier one, and I hope that in the near future I'll be more stable and I wouldn't be like a gambler, like X
Oh,
Factor or something. Yeah,
okay.
I would like to be more stable, I guess.
Okay, so that's like the number one aspect that you want to work on, your stability.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's
Cool.
my current priority because I felt like sometimes I might be the reason that we lose some games, and I felt like if I can work on it, maybe we'll have more chances in coming to tournaments. Yeah.
Do you have any plans of working on that? Because it's quite a subtle aspect to work on, right? Do you have anyone that is helping you? Maybe Planet, your captain, or maybe your coach?
Mm, Planet and the coach is actually helping me throughout the throughout my gameplay actually. Planet helps me on much more on lane, and Planet actually plays a lot of core too, so
Oh.
sometimes he has his views on like what to get, what is better. We always have like this small tweaks on how I should play the game, which I actually like take their words like very I view them highly. So I'll try to like improve by myself, and also in scrims I'll try to get how to say put it into the scrim too, like
Mm.
whatever they want me to improve on, like small details. Let's say like Beastmaster Hawk needs to be there and here and
Mm.
there. They actually value those kind of like small stuffs more, and I like to do it naturally
Mm-hmm.
and not like I don't need to be command to be doing all these small stuffs that is all on me. Like my hero, I like to play my hero. Like I don't need people to command me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it just feels like you need a lot more muscle memory, maybe a lot more practice on
Mhm.
repeating all this, making sure that your details on certain heroes are always consistent and stable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just sounds like nothing, practices won't be able to fix. And I guess
Yeah.
in China it's pretty normal, right? The people there, the players there, they emphasize a lot more in details, the 细节, and
Yeah.
then yeah, and it feels like this emphasis is a lot higher compared to players in Southeast Asia, for example. So,
Yeah.
truly happy to hear that from you. And I guess that's all I've got for you today. Would you like to have any closing thoughts or any shout outs to the people that have been following you and supporting you?
Mm, shout out to all my friends and family that has been supporting me all this while, and I'm happy that they are very supportive, and I appreciate it a lot. And thanks for having me here too. Yeah,
Yeah, thanks, man. It's been really such a pleasure to talk to you, and I wish you good luck in the upcoming regional finals and of course the entire season. Hope you finally get to your first tier after so long.
thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.